Hello and welcome to Your Hometown Solutions. I'm your host, Jean Newell with Waterview Realty. And in the studios with me today is my co-host, Jonathan Lack. Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Jean. Glad to be back.
Boy, we have a lot of things to discuss today, and we've got a really interesting guest coming on the line in just a couple minutes. But one of the things that I want to point out is Jonathan Lack. We have three hats. You have three hats that you wear. I'd like to point those out because a lot of people are confused when they call me and they want to know all the different services that we provide since we say we have three hats. Jonathan is the co-founder and part owner of Lack & Lack Chartered Attorneys at Law. You're one of the Lacks in Lack & Lack, right?
That's correct. My father, Ed, is the senior Lack.
They've got your back at Lack & Lack. That's what we always say. And let's talk a little bit about real estate attorneys. In fact, I just got a call yesterday that I haven't told you about yet. Someone saying, gee, now would Jonathan be the person to call because we want to go on our parents' title? And I said, well, yes, that's exactly what he does. You can put parents and children on titles. You can handle probates. Tell our audience some of the other things that a real estate attorney would do that maybe they're confused on exactly what your services are.
Well, it's a broad category, but primarily I focus on real estate transactions. However, it can include anything to do with real estate. So when I say transactions, it doesn't always have to be money changing hands. So adding a child to title or adding a parent to title, doing estate planning. There are many different reasons why you would do things one way or another. So anytime you're dealing with ownership of real estate, a real estate attorney is best suited to advise you. One of the other hats I wear that I gather we'll be getting to is the real estate brokerage hat, and that's as a real estate agent or real estate broker. And a realtor or real estate agent or broker, their purpose is to help buyers and sellers buy and sell homes, to find a property if you're a buyer and to sell your home if you're the seller. But once they've put the buyer and seller together, it is the real estate attorney's job to make sure that the transaction is handled properly and make sure that the legal issues relative to the ownership of property are attended to.
And then the other hat you wear is Waterview Title. You're the owner of Waterview Title Services, which actually brings all of the buyers and sellers together and all the other people that are involved in the transaction. And you search for the title, make sure the title is clear, and then you provide insurance guaranteeing that title. Isn't that how a title company works?
That's correct. I always like to say the title company is the hub of the transaction. Everything runs through the title company. So the money, the buyer's money and or lender's money comes through the title company and it gets passed on to the seller and the realtors and all the other hands in the pot. Mm-hmm. So all of it goes through the title company, and the title company's job is to coordinate the closing and primarily to search the title to make sure that the buyer is getting clear title. You don't want to buy properties subject to liens or judgments or any other encumbrances, and you certainly don't want to buy property from one seller that's actually owned by somebody else.
Exactly.
So that's what title insurance takes care of.
Well, and ideally, if you're thinking about buying or selling property, you would start first with a real estate company, and of course, at Waterview Realty, we're always there to help you out. You can call us daily at 321-252-9566. I think I'm reading that right off my own business card. And we can help you find those properties. But if you have your property and maybe for whatever reason and you've already found a buyer for it, but now you don't know what to do. Maybe you're selling it to a friend or your neighbor and you didn't need to have a real estate or MLS or anything involved. But now you don't know what to do. How do I write a contract? How do I make sure both parties are protected? That's where calling a real estate attorney, as yourself, Jonathan, would be ideal because you can help that transaction. You can step in because you don't need a real estate agent at that point. You just need someone to go over the contract and help close on that.
That's exactly correct.
And then once you have the title, once you have the contract written properly, and by the way, Jonathan teaches all the real estate agents how to write contracts. It's a 4-hour course, so don't think it's something you can do on your own. We have our own challenges just going to the course and learning how to do this. But he teaches all the real estate agents how to write a proper contract, and he'll help you with the contract and then the closing. So no matter whether you actually need the services of a real estate company or just the end result, which might be the contract and the title company, we can help you. One-stop shop at our offices. In fact, our new offices are at 1165 North Highway A1A, and that's in Indialantic. And again, the phone number you can call. Actually, all numbers that you'll hear today go to the same office, but Lack and Lack Chartered is a good place to start. Start all over again here. Area code 321-953-5115, and that's Jonathan Lack's phone number for Lack and Lack Chartered. At that point, we can maybe figure out exactly what you need. So we just wanted to give you a little insight of what's going on, and we have our caller. We've got an interesting guest coming on the line, and let's see if our caller's on the line. Giles, are you with us?
Oh, good afternoon, Jean. How are you?
I have Giles Malone on the line. He's a partner with Maverick Multimedia Incorporated and Brevard Productions, and they actually are part of, or the producers, I guess you would call it, of Space Coast Daily magazine, which is an online source or newspaper magazine source. Tell us a little bit. You have so many things. You're like Jonathan Lack that wears 3 hats. You have about 10 hats here, Giles. You're involved with so many different things.
Yeah, that's very kind of you. Yeah, we're having lots of fun and doing what we love doing, so we're very, very blessed. But yeah, my partners and I, Tom Palermo, and Jim Palermo, we have Maverick Multimedia, which is a locally owned publishing company, and we've been publishing Space Coast Daily now for many years. We have a very proud of our magazine that comes out, all across Brevard, and then of course online, Space Coast Daily. And then we have an events company called Brevard Events, which produces about 17 events a year now.
Wow! And I just want to make sure. I'm going to ask Jeff, our engineer, can you hear Giles all right, or does he need to speak up? Jeff?
He's real good.
Okay, he's real good, he said. I just wanted to make sure.
I like it when I'm real good, Jane. I like the sound of that. That's good.
Okay, well, I'm just looking at some of the things that's on your signature page here. You handle spacecoastdaily.com, and let's talk a little bit about what spacecoastdaily.com is and how long you've been in business and what it provides to the community.
Sure. It's as I said, the Space Coast Daily is in print and online. We print a magazine every 2 months, so 6 times a year. The 180 to 200-page free magazine comes out, which is really a news journal now. It's got everything from local business news to crime to sports to health, politics. It really covers the whole gamut, all about Brevard County. So that's our magazine. We're very proud of that. And Tom Palermo is the publisher. I like to think of Tom as probably one of the foremost publishers in the country at the moment. He's been a publisher for many years. And, we saw this digital tsunami coming 7 years ago. We said we have to get ready for this. So we've been printing the magazine for many years and said now we have to build a online version. So hence Space Coast Daily online, spacecoastdaily.com, as you mentioned. And now we feel as though we have the largest local reach of any local news site in Brevard County. So we're very proud of it. We have 150,000 followers on our Facebook page, which, as you know, Gene, is a tremendous way to reach people nowadays. And we're over 2 million page views a month on Space Coast Daily. So we're having lots of fun. It's a free service for people. They can pick up the app at the App Store, for free, or they can just go to Google or whatever search browser they use and go to spacecoastdaily.com and really stay really up to date with all local news.
Exactly. It's a wonderful app, and you have videos embedded into it, so it's almost like reading, if you will provide this or excuse this expression, an old-fashioned newspaper, except it's online with embedded videos. So you have all the different types of, you have the business, you have real estate, you have all kinds of different topics on there. So it gives you your daily information right there online. And plus, if you want more information, you can click on those videos. I thought it was very interesting. I check it daily. And today, I was looking at it, and it's got all kinds of tips for even saving on your FPL bills, all kinds of information. And of course, everybody wants their news on the run. So this is a great way where you can have your news right on your smartphone, and you can see everything as it's happening. And didn't you tell me one time you can even tweak those news stories as they happen? So you're right up on the latest of what's happening with different news articles.
That's so true, Gene. I mean, nothing changed in the news business for 50 years, and in the last 5 years, everything has changed. And hence, the typical printed newspapers are really in free fall. And unless you engage digitally and socially, you're going to fall behind the wayside. But it's really down to our team. We've got an incredible, talented pool of people that work with us, starting with Tom. We have Zach Clark, who we added several years ago. He's one of the top young graduates in journalism school in the country. Zach's our managing editor. And then we have Steve Wilson, Alan Zlozinski, who's really becoming the go-to guy in local sports. Of course, Steve and Orville have the Friday Night Locker Room, which we teamed up with. So we really cover high school sports in a big way, live through the incredible algorithm that Facebook provides. We call it Space Coast Daily Live TV. And we provide that every day, high school sports, thanks to Steve and Orville. And then, everyone like Maria Sonnenberg, she's one of the top writers locally. She's churning out stories for us every day. So we actually probably from 40 to
I think
daily, all about Brevard County.
Yeah, repeat that. I think we lost that last sentence.
Sure. I was just sort of talking about our team a little bit, but we're publishing 4 stories every day about Brevard, and they go out, in real time to our, very large audience.
Yes, and if someone wants to check that out right now while we're talking, you just go ahead and give out your website at spacecoastdaily.com, isn't it?
Space Coast Daily is the website online, and go to our Facebook page. The good thing is the like page, because all the news stories are
I think
smartphone device, and you pick them up as we publish them immediately. So it's incredible. We're a locally owned company, relatively small company to some national companies like Net or someone like that. But we are the playing field is now even thanks to technology, and we're taking full advantage of that.
And tell us a little bit about the other things that Maverick Media and Brevard Production includes in their information online, because you handle the county fairs and everything.
Well, sure. Through our affiliated company called Brevard Productions, we've been producing events in Brevard for the last 27, 28 years. And we just wrapped up our very busy, winter and spring season. We have our spring training. Those of you who missed the Washington Nationals, we actually have our own version of spring training every February, March, April, where we invite high schools and colleges from all over the country to come down to Florida for some spring training in baseball and softball and lacrosse. So we just finished hosting 155 teams here in Brevard. They stayed in local hotels, and we arranged their whole trip for them. And we just finished the Titusville Mardi Gras up in Titusville. We had a really nice turnout for that. The Titusville Fair earlier in the winter. We just finished the Cocoa Beach Seafood Festival over in Cocoa Beach, which was a roaring success. And followed by, we had the Palm Bay Festival down at Space Coast Harley Davidson in March. And next week we were sponsoring and producing the Space Coast Sports Hall of Fame dinner, where we recognize terrific local people who've done significant things in pro sports, college sports, high school sports, recreational areas in sports, sports development. So it's all, again, local people doing local things, and we like to recognize and honor those people at the Hall of Fame, which is May 12th at the Cocoa Beach Country Club.
I see it has its own website here at www.spacecoastsportshalloffame.com. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Gene. That links actually to a page on Space Coast Daily. But we produce really nice tribute videos on each one of the inductees. This year we'll be inducting Joe Colabrand, local guy who played in the NFL. People like Joe, down to Les Stafford, who's been an incredible volunteer at Cocoa Beach High School for 40-odd years, volunteering 11,000 hours at the high school. So, we recognize the pros, but we also recognize the people who really make things happen in Brevard. So Les is a great guy. Also like Corey Philpott, played in the NFL. Reggie Hanna, the incredible basketball player from Titusville. All sorts of people will be recognized and honoring May 12th at the Country Club. So if anyone would like to come to that, they're more than welcome. Tickets are available. It's a really special evening.
Well, I know we send out information to, we get a lot of people that contact us from other areas of Florida. You might have missed our introduction when you called in when I was talking about Jonathan Lack and all his services. He's my co-host today. And Jonathan, say hello to Giles. You didn't get a chance to say hello to him.
Hi, Giles. And while we're talking, I am bopping around on the website here, and I noticed the Sports Hall of Fame. I see Chuck Keener is being inducted, and I know Chuck because he was my son's guidance counselor at West Shore Junior Senior High School. I know he's not there anymore, but I have fond memories of dealing with Chuck and happy to see him entering the Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're right. He's a terrific guy. Was one of the pioneers of soccer in the county years and years ago. Of course, coached tennis. Just one of those people who quietly gone about their business for many, many years, just making a big difference to kids in the county from all different types of sports. So, yeah, very, very special. His wife, Robin Keener, who's a top tennis player, she was inducted in our first class 6 years ago. So they're quite a family, the Keeners.
Yeah, it's great to see that. And while we're on the topic, I'm going to do a quick shout-out to the West Shore Junior Senior Class 2A State Championship soccer team. That my son plays on the team, so of course I want to get that shout out there for the championship, and it's great to see the Space Coast sports being covered by locals, for locals, and being put out there on the website.
What's nice about having digital now, most traditional newspapers have to, go to press at least sometimes 24 hours in advance, and sometimes that last minute changes make a difference on the newspaper. So having everything online, you're right up to the second on your news that you can put right on the web. So that's what's great is we're right up to the minute on anything that's happening in Brevard County. I was starting to say that we get a lot of people that contact us that are coming to this area either from South Florida, because we have a big industry down there, or a big audience down there, I should say, of people who are wanting to leave the South Florida area, but they don't know where to come to and they don't know where to move to. So we provide a lot of information about the area. And of course, your link is going out to all of those people that are interested in coming up here, because it gives them a great resource to see what's happening on the Space Coast in one email, or one email blast, or actually one website. They can pick up all of this different information and go on all the different sites. So we commend you for putting in that hard work, putting together the newspaper, or it's actually called an online magazine now, right? Space Coast Daily. We're not really calling it what do we call it? A news source, I guess, right?
Yes, I mean, as I say, the printed magazine, been printed now for 11 years, and that continues to be very successful, and it's paid for with advertising. It's a free magazine. We print 15,000 of those every 2 months, and it's a beautiful 200-page magazine that people can hang on to and share and that kind of thing. And then, of course, anytime, like you just said, Gene, is we have no deadlines online, because the deadline is right now. We pick up news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every week of the year, and our staff, which I can't take credit for it. Our staff are the ones that make all that happen, and they're the very best in the area, and they love what they do. And thanks to technology, we can bring the news to Brevardians, real time for free, and it's very professionally done and very well presented. So, but it's down to the team there at the office that makes that happen, not me.
You had told a story a while back, but maybe you even have a couple more to add to it, where the actual Space Coast Daily online helped the police capture one of the criminals out there that they were looking for. They had tell us that little story if you remember that from the past.
Yeah, Wayne and I, we got a lot of respect for the leadership of the sheriff's department here. We feel like they're doing a fantastic job, and crime is down in Brevard in a big way. And of course, Wayne is everywhere, not only fighting crime, but he and his team make such an impact in the area. But yeah, we work very closely with the sheriff's department. Every time there's any sort of a situation that involves crime in the public, we're publishing it, making people aware of it. But thanks to social media, that's the story you're talking about, anecdotally, was that there was someone breaking into vehicles in Port St. John not so long ago, and they couldn't catch this individual. He was one of these sort of the gone in 60 seconds type. He'd come in and hit 4 or 5 or 6, 7, 8 cars in a parking lot, make off with what he could get away with, and he'd be gone before they could catch him. And he was doing this for several weeks, and finally they got an image from a security camera of this. It looked pretty striking. It was a pretty striking image. The lights, his eyes were glowing into the night vision camera, and we got that image and we posted it to our audience, 150,000 local friends. Of course, when they get it, they share it, and we had an incredible reaction to that one image. We had something like 200,000 people click on the image, and thousands of comments. Hope they catch the guy. This and that. And one of the comments was, we were going through the comments, one of the comments was, "Oh, I know this dude. I used to hang out with him. Glad I don't hang out with him anymore." So there we are. That was the person's name. And so we immediately called the sheriff's department, gave them the name, and they caught the guy the next day. So, it just shows you how social media is so relevant right now, and so in real time that you can make a difference.
Yeah, one of the things I like, the social media is great, and the Twitter and the instant information that's available, it certainly has put a stress on the news industry in the sense of having to be current at all times and the first one out, whereas it used to be, as Jean said, with the newspaper, you'd have your deadlines and get your reporting out. Now everything is essentially instant. But what's nice about the Space Coast Daily magazine and other magazines that are still surviving, in my opinion, is the long form, where you get to actually go into a bit of a story, and you got the glossy pages with the pictures, and you can also tell a little bit of a story, which gets us back to the old days of sitting down with your magazine and reading instead of just staring at your phone.
Yeah, so true. The nice thing about our magazine, we designed it in such a way that it fits in lots of different places, and if you don't want to go online, you don't want to read it through your smartphone, you can pick up the magazine, and it's a beautiful product. You can read it for hours and hours, because it's 200 and something pages all about Brevard. So people go back to it. It's a great resource, and we're very proud of it.
Let's talk about some of the things that are coming up in the near future. But again, Maverick Multimedia Incorporated, as well as Brevard Production Incorporated, you're a partner with both of those companies, which are all interrelated with Space Coast Daily. The Space Coast State Fair, you handle that production as well, and that comes up. What is that? Always in November, is it, or October?
Yeah, that's right, Gene. This will be our 31st annual Space Coast State Fair, and it's out in Viera. We actually just moving the fair to 30 acres, which we just took on board because the Space Coast Stadium is where we've had the event in the past, but there's a new organization that's moved in there. So we now have 30 acres across from the stadium, right next to Viera High School, and so the Space Coast State Fair will be there October 27th through November 12th. The largest event of the year in Brevard. It's a great sort of occasion where everyone comes out to puts on their fall sweater if they can, and comes out and enjoys a nice night at the fair with free entertainment, and lots of fun with a nice clean operation. We have the largest and best midway company in the country that comes down and plays it for us. They play the big state fairs across the nation, and they're very, very pleased to come to Brevard every year in the fall. It's nice and warm here usually, and they play for 18 days out there. We have 50, 60,000 people that attend that event in the fall. Our next Hall of Fame next week, Cocoa Beach.
And you were breaking up just a little bit there. Did you say you had someone coming in for the Sports Hall of Fame next week?
Well, yeah, that's next Friday, May 12th at the Cocoa Beach Country Club. People are invited to come meet the local sports personalities have a nice dinner and enjoy the program. Then we sponsor the Space Coast Public Service Awards at the Max King Center September 23rd in conjunction with the Sheriff's Department. We recognize people who do local volunteer work in the public service sector. And then, of course, we have the fair in October I mentioned. We have a new event coming up this fall called the Space Coast Oktoberfest, which will be a lot of fun in Palm Bay. Everything German food, German music, German beer, and it'll be a nice fun time for the families in October 5th through the 15th. So
boy, you've got that. Just,
lots of things coming up. Yep.
That when what was that? The Palm Bay? Was that called the Palm Bay Fair? No, the Oktoberfest in Palm Bay, right?
That's right. It's the Space Coast Oktoberfest. That'll be October the 5th through the 15th at Space Coast Harley Davidson. They've got 16 acres down there in Palm Bay, right off of 95. So they're really happy to have us bring those festivals in there every year because it brings a lot of people to their dealership.
That'll be some mix Harleys and beer. Sounds like a great weekend, right? Boy, that's back to back with your with the Space Coast State Fair. You only have about a week between those two big events. Yeah, I know those things take a lot of planning, so to have those big events back to back like that, it keeps you busy. I know.
Well, we've got got great talent working with us. We've got the same folks in the events business have been with us for many years. So again, they do all the heavy lifting, and we enjoy spreading the word through Space Coast Daily. So it's a nice marriage. But the staff, all of our team, is what makes this all happen. Sounds like a lot, Gene, but we've got an incredible bunch of people that work with us, and they're very talented. And we've been the Space Coast State Fair is our 31st year, so we should know what we're doing by now.
Well, I know you have a online events calendar too. So if someone's just interested in what's going on in Brevard, they can go there and see all the things going on at Space Coast Daily. But just reading some of these, you handle Titusville Mardi Gras, the Cocoa Beach softball spring training, Cocoa Beach baseball spring training, Space Coast Home Show, Palm Bay Fair, Space Coast Spring Fair, Space Coast Sports Hall of Fame, Space Coast State Fair, and the Seafood Festival in Cocoa Beach, besides this new one coming up that you're talking about, which is the Oktoberfest. Oh, my gosh, I'm tired just thinking about all these events.
I know. I'm tired listening to you, Gene. I think I need a break.
Oh, yeah, I think we need to rest it, but that's a lot of planning. But that's the idea. We wanted to make sure, because the name of our show is Your Hometown Solutions, there's always a solution to everything going on. And if you have a desire to learn more about spring training, various craft shows or the various fairs going on, one-stop shop. You could go over here to Space Coast Daily and find all of that out. Give out any information you would like our listeners to have at this point that might be relevant on what we've been talking about, Giles.
Well, yes, if anyone would like to reach us, just send us an email to contact@spacecoastdaily.com or give us a call on our toll-free number, 855-386-3836. And, we can't thank you enough, Gene, for everything you do with the show, and you do a tremendous job. And, we're just one of many local organizations that make Brevard great. So we love living here. We love what we do, and I can't thank you enough for your time today.
Well, we thank you, and we've been listening to Giles Malone, partner with Maverick Media Incorporated, Brevard Productions, and, of course, part of the SpaceCoastDaily.com and all the other events that we mentioned. We really appreciate you coming on the air and sharing that information. Anything else, John, you wanted to add at this point when we'll talk about our website and so forth?
Well, I'd just like to, again, thank Giles for the excellent product of Space Coast Daily, both the magazine and the online. And it is a great resource for those who are interested in learning about Brevard County and all the many things we have to offer here. It's a wonderful place to live, and that's shown and expressed through the magazine very well. So thank you, Giles.
And thank you all for listening to us today. If you'd like more information about our show, it's yourhometownsolutions.com. Go there. We have past guests, past recordings. You can hear all about the various upcoming guests. And also make sure you check out the archives here at Talk Network Radio and all the different guests that have been on our show, as well as the other fine shows that play here at Talk Network Radio. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jonathan, for joining me today. and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. And check us out next week. And as usual, we cover everything real estate from foreclosures to Feng Shui. Bye now.